Yep, I can. And it started.
Okay. Good morning, guys. So, in previous class, we have just discussed and what's a Salesforce and what is a cloud computing and what is CRM. So, and we have created one developer account for each and every one, and we have tried how it looks like. And I have asked you guys to create some records on the account object. I hope you have done that. Okay, so today let's see how the Salesforce work and how to create an application and what is an application and how tabs will look like, what is an object. So as today on the previous class already we have discussed what is an object. An object is nothing but the column or table we can say. Okay, and what is a field? It's just a column. We have already discussed that. And today we'll see how to create an app, what is an application, okay, and then what is a tab. So how to create a tab and how to create an object, what type of objects we have, and what type of fields we have. Let's discuss that. Okay, so to discuss them and to do some practice on them, we have to log in into the developer account. So usually I have already shown you how to log into the developer account, like login.salesforce.com you can use. Then you can give your username and password. Okay, so there is another one, Chrome extension is there. Okay, I'll tell you. This is just some kind of shortcuts. You don't need to give username and password every time. So what you can do is there is a force.com logins is the Chrome extension we used to call. So this is just like as one app from the Play Store, but it is related to only to this Chrome browser. So what it does is, if you store your username and password in this extension, if you click on login, then automatically the Salesforce app will be opened. Let me show how it looks like. Okay. So now that is installed. Okay. So once you install that, how it looks like is, close this, again open. So if you see this, it opens like this. You have to give your username here. SFDC Training. Rate of Gmail. Then this is the password, and here there are two type of orgs. Okay, one is production, dev, pre-release, others. So sandbox is another one. I'll explain what are these things, but better to use production and dev for now because this is developer organization. You have already seen this. Use this, save it. Okay. So next time when you want to log in, just click on this. It opens like this. Just give time. Email is delivered. So when you log in with new browser or from new app, then Salesforce will ask you to provide a verification code. This is one kind of OTP. So this you should provide, then only you will be authorized to log in into the Salesforce application. Okay, so now, so as we have already seen this is called a setup page. Now what you can do is go to the app launcher. So what is app launcher? In Salesforce we have already seen that Salesforce is a CRM application which supports different kind of domains. So what is a domain? Domain is nothing but a type of business. Sales, okay, so we have already seen this. So what is an app launcher? App launcher is just a menu item where you can access different type of applications. Okay. So as we have already discussed, Salesforce is CRM application which
जी,
supports different kind of domains.
we are not seeing your screen, Manji.
Wait a
Not
second.
able to see.
Could they enable that state sharing? Okay, clear? Are you guys able to see?
Yes, Anand.
Yes.
Okay. So here, this is an app launcher. The icons will be displayed like 9 stars here. So this app launcher will be used to access different applications which are hosted on Salesforce platform. Okay, this service is an one application, and sales, services, marketing, all these are one applications. Okay, so what is an application first? So uh, CRM supports different type of domains like sales, marketing, and others. So what is a domain? A domain is nothing but a type of business. What type of business it is? Whether it is a sales, or it is a marketing, or it is a banking, or it may be the pharmaceuticals, or it may be the some other type of business. Okay, so that type of business is called as domain. So there will be different type of domains will be there: sales, services, marketing, pharmaceuticals, financials, banking domains, telecom domains. So all of those things. So this is kind of type of business is called as a domain. And for each and every domain, we'll be having some kind of applications by default in the Salesforce. So mostly for service, marketing, and sales, we have applications in Salesforce. For other type of domains like financial force, I mean financial type of business, or let's say marketing, or let's say retail, or let's say that it's a real estate, or it may be the type of pharmaceuticals. So for those kind of businesses, what we have to do is we need to build our own applications. Okay, so those applications are also called as CRM applications, but here, so by default, some common kind of domains will be there like services, marketing, and sales. So for them, Salesforce has provided the applications, but for other kind of domains, we have the options to create an application. Okay, so now, for now, let's go to the sales application to see how it looks like under this. Okay, so as we have already seen that this is the app launcher, okay, which will be used to access the different type of applications which are hosted on the Salesforce. And then here we have tabs, opportunities, leads, tasks, files, accounts, contacts, and everything. So each and every tab is associated with one object, right? So, and you guys have created some records on account object and deleted and undeleted that, edited those records. So till that we have already discussed and you have already practiced that, I hope. So now let's go forward with what's object and others. Okay. Now, first thing, what is an app? So usually from the app launcher, you guys are trying to access applications like sales application or service application or anything. Now, when you access the application, here type of tabs are displaying in different way. Like all tabs for all applications are not displaying, but when you access one type of application, some kind of tabs are displaying and some set of tabs are displaying here. Okay, so if you see this, and if you go for marketing, this. Okay, so this different type of objects are displaying and tabs are displaying, right? Now let's go back to sales, because sales is the common domain where every business runs. Okay, so that's application. Now let's say if I want to create my own application, how to do this? Okay, so as you have already seen that uh, sales application you have accessed, and then some different kind of tabs are displayed. And when you access the service application, there are different type of tabs are displayed. And when you access marketing, other set of tabs are displayed. The same way, let's say I have to create my own application and with some kind of tabs, then what we can do is, so here that can be done by only system administrators. So I will let you know the guys how the system admin and others. For now, just follow the instructions how to create the app. Okay, go to the setup. So setup is the kind of control where you can create or update, delete fields, tabs, apps, and everything. Whatever the control you have to do, that can be done through the setup only. Okay, so here you guys have seen that, right? So we are going to create a new application. Okay, so that should be available on the app launcher. Now see this. So in the setup, you have different kind of options, right? Setup. So this one, users. So mostly what you need to do is you have to see in the administration part and platform tools. Okay, settings. All of things are there. So for system administrator job, you guys should know all these information, how it looks like. Okay, now what we are trying to do, so we are trying to create one app. For creating an app, what are the steps? So log in as a system administrator, click on the setup. Okay, and then on the setup menu, you have to navigate to the platform tools, apps, and then here app manager on us. And others, what you can do is directly you can type apps here and you can find. Okay, so there are this kind of things. Now let's go to the app manager. Okay, so what is an app manager? In the app manager, what you can do is you can create different applications and manage the different applications. Okay, so here, if you understand this, app name, developer name, description, last modified by, and last modified date. So here, app type, so visible in lightning experience. There are different kind of uh, options, or we can say this, these are also called as columns or fields. Okay, now so the apps can be created by using this one, new connected app, new lightning app. So this connected app is used to integrate with some other applications. I'll let you know this later. Okay, no issues. Now let's create one new lightning app. Okay, so you can give your own name, like Salesforce is an app name I'm giving. So automatically developer name will be created. So if you highlight the exclamatory mark, then it will give the information of that specific field. This name appears in the navigation bar. So your users can see the name of the app they are currently using. So how it looks like, let's say Salesforce Training is the app name you have given. Okay, so when you access this app launcher, here Salesforce Training, if you try, sorry, here that should be displayed, then only the application will be accessed. So that information will be provided in the app name. Means whatever the information or whatever the title it has to be displayed on the app launcher, that is called as app name. Then developer name. Developer name is nothing but one unique name. Unique name means by the same name, let's say next time I'm creating the app with same name like Salesforce Training. So that won't be created until unless this developer name is different. You can give it Salesforce underscore training one or something. So this is how it looks means. So when you are creating the developer account, if you give the same name twice for registration, it won't allow, right? The same way, this is also the unique name it allows something. Okay, so here you can give the image, whatever the image you want to do. Okay, let's say you try this, you can upload any image here and then you can want to give this something. So after that, click on next. Okay, so here navigation and form factors, you don't need to worry about this, whether it is the console navigation or something. So here supported form factors, whether it is desktop and phone or only desktop or only phone. Means when you access the application through the mobile or through the desktop or laptop, if it wants to be displayed on the system, then you can use supported form factors as the desktop and phone. Okay, so setup experience you can give. So for now, don't worry about this, give anything like this. Okay, utility bar alignment, let's go it. Okay, so after that, we know that app means a group of settings, a group of tabs and graphical representation is called as an app. So from the app, you can access different tabs and different functionalities. So now when you are creating app, what should be displayed? Let's say accounts tab should be displayed. Let's say cases tab I want to display. Contacts. Okay, so whatever you want to display on the tab panel, then you can click on this one, select them. So for which profiles? For now, what you can do is select all the profiles or give for system administrator. I'll let you know guys what is a profile and others later. Now save and finish. Okay, now just go to the app launcher, refresh the tab. Okay, click on app launcher. Now type your app name. Here Salesforce Training app is created, and when you access this, you have given only 3 tabs on that app. So accounts, cases and contacts are only displayed here. Okay, so this is what the application and how to create an app. Any questions on this? What is an app?
Yeah, so you copied this accounts from the sales, right? Something like this
Right.
data also will copy from sales to this training portal.
Yes. So this is Ramesh. Actually, the data is same for each and every application. The data is related to the Salesforce account, not related to the apps.
Okay.
Okay? Because if a company is handling sales, services, marketing, and some other also, they will be having same accounts. Customers will be the same. Account is nothing but a customer. The customer will be the same. The customer may be involved in the sales, marketing, and services also, and for any other domain also. So customers will be the same. So the data will be distributed to everyone. Means the same data will be shown to everyone. For controlling that, we have some sharing functionalities that we'll come to know that later.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Okay. Now, so this is how we have to create an app and access the tabs. Now let's see. Okay. Now, so we have already seen that there are different type of tabs, accounts, cases, contacts, and other cases, other things, opportunities. Lot of other tabs are also there. Okay. So we have already seen that a tab is associated with any of the object. These are all called object tabs. Now, let's say I want to see the data on the object. You can access the tab, and you can, so these are called list views. These are called list views. I'll explain later. So if you want to see the recently accessed records, you can access. By default, recently viewed will be displayed. And if you want to see all the records, you can see all accounts. So if you access contacts, then recently contacts will be there. Again, all contacts will be there. Okay. So now, what is an object? We have already seen that. Type of objects. Okay. So types of objects. So there are two types of objects we have. One is standard objects. Second one is custom object. Okay. So what is a standard object? So standard object are provided by Salesforce by default when you sign up for the account itself. And standard objects cannot be created and cannot be modified as well, and even cannot be deleted. It's called as standard objects. So standard objects are provided by the Salesforce when you are signing up to the developer account or whatever the account it is. And then, so standard objects cannot be created, cannot be modified, cannot be deleted as well. Okay, means when you sign up for the account itself, Salesforce will provide some tables, nothing but objects. So you guys have signed up for developer account. When you access the sales application, you are able to see all these tabs, right? But these tabs are not created by you, and these are all provided by the Salesforce by default. And we have already seen this. Accounts tab is associated with the account object. Contacts tab is associated with the contact record, the contact object. Campaigns is associated with campaign object. Okay, all these objects are provided by Salesforce by default. So these tabs or these objects are called as standard objects. And if you want to delete account object, you cannot delete. And if you want to modify, no, cannot be modified. Okay, specific attributes can only be modified. Now, so let's say you are having this one. You can create the record and everything, right? So let me explain the fields as well. You have already seen this. These are all fields, right? On one table, there will be different columns. Those columns are called as fields in the Salesforce terminology. Okay, so these fields are already provided with Salesforce. You have not created these fields. Okay, so however, there are two kind of objects in Salesforce. There are two types of fields as well. Okay. One is standard field. Second one is custom field. Okay. No need to be confused on the standard objects, custom object, standard field and custom field. I'll explain. So here, if you see this, you have not created any table or you have not created any column. In the terminology, you have not created any object, not created any field as well. But by default, there are some tabs are there and some objects are there and some fields are also there. So if you take this account object and when you click on this and when you click on new, it's opened a page and these are all called as fields. We have already seen, right? So whatever the fields are provided by Salesforce by the time of signing up or whatever it is, when you create an account with the Salesforce, Salesforce will provide by default some objects and some fields as well. So all these fields are called as standard fields. Not much difference. Whatever provided by Salesforce, those are standard. That's it. Whatever the objects or whatever the fields provided by the Salesforce, those are called as standard fields and standard objects. Okay. So now let's say I have account. Now I need one more column should be added, like account name and active and all the things are there. Let's say I want to add one more field called account activated date. Okay, let's say I need to add a field called account activated date. Okay. So this is the field I need to add. So as we have seen that account activated date is the field name we have to create and what type of data it should be stored. Okay, actually we are saying that date, right? So date type should be available there. Let's see how to create custom field on the standard object. Okay, the same way, go to the setup. Let me show you this. Setup. Be careful while navigating. Okay, so here this is the setup and this is for administration and others. There is another thing called object manager. Okay, setup object manager. Now here, so for the standard objects or custom object, whatever the object you want to work on, then you can type here. Let's say here, as you have already seen this account, you can access directly, or if you have a lot of objects or on this your organization, then you can type for this account. Okay, then it will be displayed here. So this type here, it is saying that standard object. Okay, so now here you can click on account. Okay, now here you are able to see this. What is this one? API name and singular name, plural names and others, right? So what is plural name? So whatever the plural name you have given here, that will be displayed as the tab name at the application level. Okay, now so as we wanted to create one field, right? So setup, then object manager, select the object, and this objects you have the first one as details. So details is nothing but whatever the plural name, first name, I mean plural name, singular name, and the API name and others will be there. Okay, now as we need to work with fields, right? Click on fields. Okay, so these fields are already there, right? So these fields are called as standard fields. Okay, not all the fields called standard. So how to identify the standard field and how to identify the custom field. So if you want to differentiate these two, standard fields can be created, sorry, cannot be created and cannot be deleted. Okay, and so custom fields can be created, can be deleted as well. Okay, now if you say this, how to identify? The simple way is field name, account label, and field name is there, right? In the field name, if the field name ends ending with double underscore c, that means custom field. And if it doesn't end with double underscore c, then it is a standard field. See this, it is a standard field. This is a standard field, but this is a custom field. Okay, so based on the type of account and type of things, so Salesforce also will provide some kind of custom fields. So how to identify? Only with double underscore c. Now, if you see this standard field, you can say this, no options are there, but if you see the custom field, you have delete option, right? Edit, delete, replace. Custom fields can be edited, deleted, and replaced as well. But standard fields can be only some kind of things can be done. Okay, so that is the difference. So when you want to identify, even for the objects also, when the object API name is ending with double underscore c, then that is called as custom object. And if it doesn't end with double underscore c, then it is a standard object. Simple. Okay, so now let's go here and let's create one new field. So we are going to create a new field, right, which is called account activated date. Let's click on new. So when you click on new, there are different type of fields. Okay, this is called data type. What is a data type? So usually when you click on new record, you are seeing some kind of fields. Some fields are having address, some fields are having drop downs, right? Some fields are having the numbers, okay? Some fields are called as this. So this is link, okay? This is the relationship fields. And so this kind of fields are called as type of fields, data type. So what is a data type? Data type is nothing but type of data what you are going to store in this field. Okay. So as we have already seen this, fields are used to store the values specific to that column, right? The same way here we are going to create new field. So as we have seen this, so uh, we have the requirement to create account activated date, and which should store date type, like let's say today's date or tomorrow's date or next date, whatever the date, it should store the date information. So what you have to do is you have to create date type of field. Okay, date type of field. Click on next. 1 second, guys. Let's say I'm just copying this account activated date. This is what we have to. So account activated date. Let me give here account activated date. Okay. So now field name will be automatically populated account, and whatever the space or special symbol you have given, that will be replaced with the underscore. Okay, and finally this will be added as double underscore c later. So here we have a description. This is for developer purpose. Okay, it doesn't make any difference to the UI, but this will be used for developer purpose. And help text. What is a help text? Help text is nothing but when you create a new record, there will be some kind of, so I have already shown you somewhere, there will be one kind of button will be there, and when you hover the mouse there, some information will be displayed. Let's say this is the account date when this account is activated. Something you have given. And now here required means, so when you click on new, there is one star mark, right? So this star mark is indicating that this value is required. If you want to make this field value should be required, then here you can make it required. Okay, and then what is a default value? So when you click on new button, there will be some default values. If you want to have today's date or something, then you can give as this one. Now let me give this formula. I can give is today. Okay, means by default today's value will be displayed. Click on next. I hope you guys have understand what is this and everything. Now, so for now, what you can do is select for all the things and go ahead and click on next, add to the layout and click on save. Okay, now just refresh the tab, click on new. Okay, so where is this activated date? Yeah, see this one. So this is account activated date. As you have given the required, the star mark is there. Okay, and as you have added the help text, this help text will be displayed here. Okay, and then as we have given the today as the default value, then today's date is displayed here. Okay, so as this is the date type, what you can do is you can create, I mean, you can select any date here. Okay, now, so let me go there, edit. So I don't want some information on this one. The same way, where you can go to the setup, object manager, object name, then go to the fields and relationship, select the field name. Now here, if you don't want to be as required, remove this. Don't want default value, remove this. Okay, save this. Now replace, just refresh. Save this 1 second. Click on still activated date. Okay, layout level it might be updated. Okay, so let's try this. Should not come. Still it's coming. Okay, so this might be the cache issue. You have to just refresh twice or thrice, then this will be removed. No issues. Let it be there. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is how you have to create a field on the object. Okay, now let's see, as you see this, account activated date is the date you have created, field you have created, and this is ending with _C. That means the fields which are created by the developers, those will be always custom fields only. Okay, so this ends with _C. Now, this is how you have to create the custom fields and the standard objects. Now let's say I want to create an object called some student, or let's say customer. Okay, so now let me define a table. Okay, so table name is customer, and let's say columns will be name. Okay, that's a number. So the number, name, address, okay, type, date of birth, it's a married, and then joined date time, joined, date of joined, joined and type. Next, so hobbies, okay, then let's say I'm giving income. So let's say one, something like type, date of birth, 10/10/2000, let's say 2000. Married, yes or no, date of joining, so 10/10/2021 at 10:30 a.m. Hobbies, let's say singing, one, playing, something. So income as some. Okay, so this kind of table I want to design in Salesforce. Okay, this is the customer information where we have to create one object. So this is customer is a table we are saying, so we need to create one object called customer. Okay, so let's go there, setup object manager, and then here you have create option. In this create option, click here, create custom object. Okay, there is another thing, spreadsheet also, no need to worry about this first. Now custom object. Okay, so what is the name we want to display? As we have already decided, customer is the name. Okay, then plural name means customers. So whatever the plural name you are giving, this will be displayed as the tab name also. Okay, and here record name will be the customer name. What type of data type it is? So it may be the data type will be the text or auto number. Text is nothing but you can enter anything, but auto number means automatically display some data on this. Okay, automatically records will be created about some data. Now let's give this one. So for now you can enable all of them. Should be the deployed status. You will be using allow search. Okay, so there is an option called launch new custom tab widget after saving this custom object. Means So once you create the custom object, you will not be able to enter the data into that object until unless you have the object, right? So for that, if you want to create object, you can, by time of creating the custom object, if you want to create the tab, you can check this checkbox. Okay, so else what you can do is you can save this first. Okay, now the tab is not created, so what happens is there will be no tab and you cannot see that customer's tab on anywhere, right? So there is no customer's tab. Okay, so what you can do is once the customer object is created, and now you can see the tab API name is ended with _c, floral name, and you have given all these things. Okay, now how to create a tab for the custom object. Okay, so we have created custom field on the standard object, that is fine. Now let's create the tab. So for creating the tab, same setup home, here just type tabs. Okay, user interface, tabs are there. Whatever you want to search, you just search here, you will be able to see this tabs. In this tab, there are different kind of tabs: custom object tabs, web tabs, visual force tabs, lightning components tab, lightning page tabs. Okay, for now, as we are dealing with the custom object, so we need to discuss on the custom object tabs. Click on custom object tab. Okay, what object you want to create for the tab? See this one, customer. Okay, and what type of tab style it is? Cell phone or something. Okay, click on next. So now, if you say this, there is a profile. So now profile is not there. So default, keep default on. I'll let you know later. Click on next. So for which tab, or let's say for which application, this tab should be included. So as we have already seen this, sales application is there, service application is there, and again we have created one more application called Salesforce Training. Now for those applications, we want to control the tabs also, right? I should not allow the other application should be added. In this case, so I don't want to display for Salesforce Training. Remove this. Okay. Click on save. If I don't want that, then now this tab is added to all applications other than Salesforce Training. Okay. Now just go here and refresh the tab. Click on the web launcher, try in the Salesforce Training. We'll see. See this? The tab is not added here. But now the same way, go to sales application. As we have added that, so these are all tabs. Now this tab is not displaying here. So this will be in the more. Where is this? Customers. And if it doesn't display, what you can do is go there. All tabs will not be displayed. Let's say there will be 100 tabs. 100 tabs will not be displayed in the same page. What you can do is go here, type customers. Okay, and you will be able to access that. Okay, because of this space complexity, all tabs will not be fit into the same application. And then if you want to search something, then go to the app launcher. You can search for application as well as tabs also. Now just click new. So you have not created any field on the custom object called customer, but the customer name is the field already there, right? That is a standard field. So when you create a custom object, by default, Salesforce will provide name field. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Go to the objects. So type customers, search for customer. here. Okay, fields and relationship. See this. These 4 fields are created by Salesforce by default. Okay, these are called standard fields. Okay, now let's go and create one by one. Now, what is the field we need? Name is already exist. Now I'm going to add one more field called serial number. Okay, now click new. So let me give the auto number. What is a auto number? Auto number is nothing but system generated number. Okay, it displays in a different format what we want, and it will be automatically generated when a record is created. When a record is created, then only this auto number will be generated. Okay, for new records. And for existing records also, if you want to generate, we have an option. Let's say I'm creating auto number and giving the numbers. So let's say customer number. Instead of serial number, I'm giving customer number. And what is the display format? Let's say I want to display the number like CUS, let's say 001. Then for second customer, it should be 002. Something like this. Okay. So like this, I need for third customer CUS-0003, something like that. For now, to create like this, I'm going to give this CUS hyphen, then it should be giving the flower brackets. Okay. Now here 0000. This is the format. So here 00 will be there and starting number will be 1. Okay, what is the starting number? We can give it 0001. From there it will be generated. And here, if you check this generate auto number for existing records, so whatever the records are already created, those records, for those records also, this customer number will be generated. Okay, now here you have already seen description and help text. So external ID for now, we just keep it as it is. Click on next. And these are all just click next, save. Okay, now you have not created any customers. Okay, now let's see if I say this. So customer number is not displaying for editing because auto number is a read only field. I'll tell you. Let's say save. Now if you say this, customer name is created, one record is created, and then customer number is created. This customer number is type of field which is auto number. This auto number fields cannot be modified. Means if you want to set customer number as 0003, you cannot do this. Okay, this will be auto number and it's a read only field. Okay, very important point on the auto number is auto number fields are first one read only fields. Okay, cannot be edited. Read only means cannot be edited. Okay, generated at the time of creation, generated a number at the time of creation, cannot be modified. Very much important. Okay, now we have created one auto number. Next, what type of field we need to create? Address. Okay, so address means there will be different kind of address. Address may not be like Bangalore or something like this, right? So this is simple address. But for address, usually what will be happen, there will be 3 or 4 lines of address will be, right? 3 lines or 4 lines of address will be there. For that kind of information to store, we have a field type called text area long. Okay, text area long, text area rich. Okay, so if you see this text area, so usually name is a text field. Okay, that will be having up to 255 characters. Now here, if you see this, there is a field called name field, right? So here, this name field allows only 80 characters to store. So here, arrays is having 2, 2, 2, 6 characters are there. If we give more than 80 characters, it doesn't allow that. Let me show this how it works. See this? It's not allowing. Now let's see this. Okay. So if I'm trying to something, it is not allowing up to, see this. Now, if I'm trying to something, it is not allowing up to 80 characters only it allows. Okay. But so if you create a text field, if you create a text custom field, if you create text custom field, it allows up to 255 characters, but it is in the single line only. You cannot create in multiple lines. For that, to create data in multiple lines, we have text area long, and text area rich. Okay. So what is text area? Text area allows up to 255 characters only, as same as text, but it allows in the different lines. That's it. Okay, you have to try that. I'll explain what it is. Text area long means it allows up to these many things like 1,31,072 characters. Okay, so the 1,31,072 characters are allowed to store in the text area long. And text area rich also allows 1,31,072 characters in different lines, but it allows to store the text image something like this. Okay, now let me create this text area rich. Address. Okay, now click next. See, by default, if you see this, by default 32,768 characters are only allowed while creating. If you want to extend, what you can do is 131,072. You will give the number. Okay, so that is the maximum number you can give it. Now just click save. Okay, now if you, so as you have already added that field, you can just click on edit. This is the text area rich. Means if you use the text area long, you will not see these options like adding images, attachments, text. So this cannot be done. So this is attachments. You can add. This is the image. If you want to add something like, you can add the image also. Okay. Save the record. This is called text area rich. Okay. So if the text area long or something, that won't allow to add the image or attachments there. Okay, did you guys understand that? Any questions on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now say this type of customer. So there might be different type of customers. For now, what I'm giving is type A, and then type B, then type C, and type D, something like this. So in this case, how the data should be displayed? So the data should be displayed like this one, right? When you click on new, okay, it should display as the drop down. Okay, this is called as pick list. Okay, let me go here and create type is a pick list. Here you have pick list. Now let me explain the fields one by one, and you guys should try to create the type of fields. First one, this ignore first this one up to external lookup. Try to create checkbox. Checkbox is nothing but a button kind of thing where you can have the true or false, currency, salary, you can have date of birth, date of joining will be the date time. So email will be the customer email. You can create a new field called customer email. Then number. So this is the just a number like phone number, or let's say you can say that customer number. You can give this. So we have created one auto number that is automatically generated. Now you can give this as a number as different number. Okay. Percentage. So percentage means if you will add 10% symbol will be added. Okay. Phone, you can give the phone number. Now let me create pick list. And remaining thing, time, url is nothing but, let's say if you want to enter some website information like www.google.com or something, you can enter as the, you can create a field type as url. Time, just only time if you want to add, then only, so this one 2:40 p.m, 14:40 something, if you want to add, you can use. I'll show pick list and multi pick list. You have to create others. Okay, now let me create type field. Now here user global pick list values it. There is one thing I'll explain later. For now, let's enter the values here. So each and value A, B, C, D, E. So you have to enter the values like this one. Okay. There is some pick list limitation. I think you can enter only up to 200 pick list values. So for that, what you can do is pick list considerations. Try this. See this one. You can have up to 500 pick list values. Sorry, 1000. Just try this and make a note how many pick list values can be added. Okay, this we cannot guarantee that. That might be keep on changing for each and every release. Okay, so be careful on this. But this pick list values can be up to 255 characters. One value, like one value is A is one character. Like this, you can have up to 255 characters only, because that is a text value. Now let's say type so I have given A, B, E, C, D, right? So this will be the pick list values. Let me save this. I'll show later how it will be. Okay, the customers. Okay. New customer. See, type field is there, right? This type field values are like this: A, B, E, C, D. So this is not in the order, right? If you want to be them in a specific order, what we can do is, here there is an option called, oh, it's gone. So while creating itself, I think we have to do. So what you can do is, you can set the value should be displayed in, what is this, type field. It's gone. Okay, so this is restrict pick list to the values defined in the value set. I'll let you know this later. Okay, for now just display, or let's see, delete this. What is the problem? See this one. So when you are deleting, it will say something. So the deleted field will be there for 15 days to be restored. So this delete. Okay, so fields will be deleted on this. To see more information on this, go to, sorry, cancel, switch to classic. So in this classic version, if you want to go to the objects information page, what you can do is, this is the customers, right? There is an option here, go to view object. Okay, so you have custom fields created. There is a deleted field, right? What you can do is go there and erase it or undelete it. If you undelete it, it will be restored. If you erase it, this will be completely deleted from the Salesforce. Okay, now if you want to create fields, so here also what you can do is, you have to type objects in classic version to the objects, and here select the object, create the fields. Now let me create a field called pick list. Type, enter the values A, C. Okay. So this is the order I'm giving, but here what you can do is display the value alphabetically. Means it will be displayed in the order value. So use the first value is default value. Means whatever the first value, A will be there, right? So the A will be the, by default it will be selected. Let me click next. Next. And save this. Okay. Now go to customers. Okay. This is called classic version. When you want to add or edit, so you can open like this, click on edit. For the existing records, so by default value won't be displayed, but for the new records, whatever the records you are going to create newly, for those records, values by default value will be displayed, and this will be displayed in the alphabetical order. Okay, so this is about the pick list value. Now let's go ahead and create one more called hobbies or something to practice the multi-pick list. Say this, there is a pick list multi-select. Means usually from here you can select only one value, right? From drop down you can select only one value, right? You can't select more than one value from here. So for that you can create multi-select. I'll say this types for your understanding. I'm giving the same values like A, C, D, E, F, E, something like this. Okay, so I'm not selecting anything, just so as a multi-select, how many values by default should be displayed? Let's say X, Y, something I'm giving, and 4 number of lines should be displayed. I'm giving this, I'll show you how it looks like. Next. Save. Okay, now refresh, go to new. Okay, so here 4 lines are only displaying by default. Available is 1, A, C, B. Okay, 3 are displaying, and remaining we have a scroll bar. So we have given number of lines visible, right? If you give 10 lines will be displayed. So here you can select multiple values. Okay, first you can select one and select another, or if you want to select multiple, keep control and then select one by one. Okay, and select this. You can save the record. Customer name is required. Okay, so this is the custom fields, how to create. Now what you guys have to do is practice all the fields. Like, so if you see this, if you want to create a new field, there are type of fields, right? So from here, checkbox, currency, date, date time, email, Geolocation, just ignore it. Number, percent, phone, pick list, multi-select, text area long, all the things. You have to be very clear on this. Tomorrow, I'll explain the relationship fields and other fields as well. Okay, so today what we have discussed, custom objects, custom tabs, standard objects, standard tabs, how to create, and then how to create the different type of fields. Okay, thank you. So any questions on this, guys?
No, sir.
Good, okay.